Happy Sunday, Meal Prep Sunday, and no, it's not morning. It is afternoon because this week, I have been head down getting all the finalised details for my mentorship. That this is the last week you can sign up for it at the foundation rate, and then next week, so on the 5th of May, it officially opens. But if you sign up between now and Friday, you'll get the foundation membership price, plus there's a couple of two other bonuses with it. So keep that in mind. So I've been really busy doing that, and I forgot that Saturday was a public holiday for Anzac Day here in Australia, and normally I get my groceries delivered Saturday afternoon, or we go and pick them up Saturday afternoon, and that way everything is in the house ready for me to prep first thing Sunday morning. I forgot. So Dean had to go and pick groceries. I still put my order in. Dean went and picked the groceries up this morning while I got into work nice and early and did that until after lunch. And this afternoon I have been meal prepping. So I'll go through my meal prep stuff in a minute and show you what I'm having and the way I organise myself when someone else is eating a different amount of food to me. The number of conversations I have had on strategy calls and in DMs where women are just saying to me, but I just want someone to tell me what to eat. And the women that say it are the ones that have had coaches before that handed them meal plans, and then when they either didn't get results in the coaching, or they got results and when they left they gained all the weight back, they lost all the muscle, whatever it was, the symptoms came back. So my question to them is, getting meal plans handed to you, how's that working for you? It's not, is it? And this is the thing, you have to, if you want change in your body and your health, you have to accept that what you are doing is not working. It's simply not working, is it? Because you've been trying for how long? Years. It's not working for you. You're going to have to do something different. And it doesn't matter whether it's me or another coach or whatever. You look at the majority of them out there that have got amazing bodies and good health, and they're all telling you we eat foods on repeat. Now that doesn't mean that you eat broccoli and chicken, plain old broccoli, chicken and rice for months on end for dinner because I eat meals on repeat. I eat meals on repeat for the week, okay? Yes, my lunch and breakfast tends to be the same for months on end because I choose it, because I love it, and that's what I choose. But I don't have to have the same for weeks on end for my lunch and breakfast. I just do. And I just change the dinner around. And then every now and then I'll start to get bored with the breakfast. So recently I've just changed my breakfast. So I was having yogurt and stuff like that. Now I've gone to pancakes for breakfast. So that's awesome. So I've had a bit of a change recently, but we still, Dean in the background, we still change our dinner every week. And you build up a bank of different meals that are within your macros that work easy. But the thing is, it doesn't have to be boring. And when someone says to me, can you just give me a meal plan? I don't want to think about it. It's not sustainable for two reasons. You never get taught what food does to you or to your macros or how you feel about it, because you're just being given a meal plan, right? And you don't actually understand what's in it. You're not being given macros. You're not being given, opportunity to play, to learn from mistakes, to learn, if I swap, for example, if I swap mince for prawns, I know that there's less fat. Did you know that? So there's things like that you miss out on, and this is, my mentorship is about education, because I want you to be able to walk away and know how to manage your body, all right? So that's the first thing. You don't actually understand what you're eating and how it impacts you, all right? And the second thing is sustainability. Is it sustainable after the program when you don't have a menu option anymore? And the answer is no to every single one of those women I have spoken to in the last 2 weeks. The answer has been no. And then the second thing around sustainability is, if I programmed you sweet potato, meatballs and tomato sauce for lunch, do you even like that? I don't know. Do you? I live in the tropics, so all the food, and a lot of people say to me, oh, can we have, recipes? Yes, there's recipes there. It's all the foods that I eat, and I do other foods and come up with other ideas as well, but I'm not here to be a recipe bank for you. I'm here for you to create your own meal plans, all right? And most of the foods, and everyone looks to, yeah, but what do I eat? Well, I eat what I like and what my body feels good with, all right? You won't see me put pasta in many of my meals. Why? Because it doesn't agree with me, but it might agree with you and you might like it. So if you followed my meals, you're missing out on something that you love. Loving what you eat is the secret to eating meals on repeat. And then that's when it becomes easy. And I think these women that turn around and say to me, can't you just give me a meal plan? Is the biggest thing to me, is screaming out to me, is you poor things, you are just fucking exhausted. You make so many decisions in a day for the family, at work, running the household, everything. And then you don't have energy because you haven't been taught. In modern society, we've lost touch with food. We don't know what food is because it's all been packaged, and women in particular have been sold so many gimmick and lies over the years about restriction and cutting carbs or low fat or only eating protein and all these ridiculous things that we've actually lost touch with food. You need to be able to learn what you love and bring that back in. There's no restriction here. The things I say, there's some guidelines. Try and keep all the processed seed oils out, okay? Don't worry about them when you go out for dinner or eat at someone's house or whatever, but keep them out of your household, okay? So that limits the impact of them. Try at home to find all the alternatives that don't have a lot of preservatives and additives. And yes, I know they all say, in small doses, it's all in the dosage, but when it's in fucking everything you eat, it's not in the dosage anymore because the dosage becomes large. It might be in that one product, fine, but when you're getting it all, your body can only cope with so much. So keep it out of the home, right? And all the meals that you cook. That's going to help as well. And then there's particular foods that are harder to digest than others, and that's not saying don't eat them, but in the beginning when energy is low, perimenopausal symptoms, gut issues, you're best to remove them to start. It's just a guideline, and it's not removing a whole food group, it's just certain foods. Remove them, get everything to settle down. When you're feeling robust again, you can introduce them and eat them as you like. So in the pre-metabolic, so I do pre-metabolic nutrition, Ray Peat, one of the biggest things Ray Peat had said is find what works for you. There is a loose set of guidelines that he provides, such as, and I mean, he talks about it in the sense that in the fitness industry, we get rammed down our throat fiber and salad and greens and kale, broccoli and cauliflower, and they're all so good for you. So then they expect that you pile your plate with these because they're so good for you. And all it does is grate your digestion because they're hard to digest. Now, I'm not saying don't eat them, but what we did was swing well to the opposite direction and eat too much of it. And now we have a lot of digestive issues. They actually don't have what nutrients they do have isn't readily bioavailable for us to absorb, and we can get all those vitamins and minerals in root vegetables, fruits, honey, juices, red meats, or any sort of grass-fed meat, wild-caught meats, dairy, so that you're covering all your bases if you eat like that anyway. But that doesn't mean don't ever eat broccoli. Like I had someone once, we went out and it was all like, broccoli and beans in the stir fry. So fucking what? How often do you eat it? And then how did your body respond to it as well? And this is what I'm teaching women, is it's not just about give me a meal plan, and it's also not just about telling you how to structure macros. It's literally about eating foods you love that make your body feel awesome, that give you energy, lift the brain fog. So this whole I just want someone to give me a meal plan is you have decision fatigue, remove that with repetition for a week. Or even if it's every few days, even if you just bulk prepped like a protein and carb and did 3 meals and then did it again. Like there's lots of different ways that you can do prepping and the way you can do repetition, and I've got 4 or 5 different ways in my mentorship that I show women how to do. What I show you here on Instagram is what I do, which currently is bulk prep for a week. But just remember, I used to have 4 children in the house, and they were older, like in their early teens, and they all bar one ate as much as me and Dean. So I was feeding nearly 5 adults and 1 smaller one. So at one given point in time, bulk prepping actually wasn't practical for me, because your size of your pots and the amount of food, and I would have been all day fucking cooking. So that wasn't practical. So I used a different system then. And then it got down to, you know, where there was only a couple of kids in the house and they were coming and going, never knew whether they were going to be here or not. So I didn't want to over prep. So I kind of did a middle of the range thing where, you know, I just cook up a number of things, and then we just ate it until it ran out, and then I would make some more. Now I'm down to, I just bulk prep once a week and eat the same thing all week. So there's lots and lots of different ways that you can do this. That's just 3 that I've explained. But when you get that decision fatigue of every day of what am I going to not eat, and the other thing is these women are trying to track their macros on the run. Biggest mistake ever, will not work. Don't care how good you are at tracking. You will fatigue yourself if you are in that app every 5 fucking minutes trying to put in what you've just eaten and then work out how you're going to make the rest of the day fit with the macros you've got left. It's just not going to work for you, okay? Planning ahead of time. So just having your meal plan entered in, just give yourself an allocated 30 minutes to do your meal plan, do the shopping. So I do online shopping, and I take about 30, probably maybe 45 minutes, where I go, right, what am I eating this week? Gonna shop for it now. And what do I need to do for prep? So I just kind of get that all sorted, and then I spend an hour or 2 in the kitchen on Sunday doing prep. And I'm done, literally done for the week. Imagine how much mental space and capacity you get back by doing that. And not only that, you're cooking in a way that works for your household and that you're familiar with, not someone else's meal plan that has got 15 different steps that you've never done before, and now you're trying to learn to be a gourmet fucking chef too, all right? But you're just not thinking about food all the time. Women who say to me, I just want you to give me a meal plan, is one, they're super fucking fatigued because they're not eating right, they're not nourishing themselves right, they've got themselves underneath too much stress, say yes to everything, and then no to themselves, okay? That's the first thing. And then the next thing is they just don't know where to start and how to organise themselves. But this is everything I do in the mentorship, all right, is teach you all of this. Are you going to learn it in the first week? It's a skill. Tracking is a skill. Training is a skill. Maintaining a physique that looks like it goes to the gym is a skill. Now, you might not want to take it that far. You might just want to lose some body fat and be strong and shapely, and you don't need popping muscles. But guess what? It takes just as much to get that as what it does to get the gym body. The gym body just did it for longer. They didn't keep pushing the muscle growth and the body fat and all the rest of it. You can just get to a point where you go, okay, I've got good strength now. I like my body fat percentage. It's easy to maintain, and I've acquired all these skills in life. You know what I mean? Like it just, so when women are saying, I don't want to have to think about it, this is why. You've got brain fog from not looking after yourself. And so you just want someone to hand it to you. And then when someone does hand it to you, like there's so many things around, oh, what foods am I buying? And how are they cooking that? And, you know, do they change it every fucking day? Do you really need that? You do not need as much variety as what you think you do when you actually love the foods that you eat. All right? So I'm going to leave it at that for today, and I am going to get on to show you what I have prepped. So I'm currently having skim milk pancakes, which are amazing. So I just do one big pancake in the morning. And it's in the cupboard waiting to go, but I've got my skim milk, and I put a bit of casein in it as well, just to top up my protein. That's already weighed out in little containers for the week. And then in the morning, I just crack an egg in and put a little bit of water in, whisk it up, throw it in the pan with 5 grams of butter. That's it, it's done. And then I just put some frozen berries on top. I do thaw them first. I don't like frozen, so I do thaw them. And then I put some maple syrup across the top. So good. So good. And it's not a pancake. Like, I literally put 10 grams of casein in it. It's not a pancake that's filled with just whey protein that's got a funky flavor. You know, please steer away from all that. And protein powders should only be used as top-ups. You should not be having mass amounts. I literally have 10 grams in the morning, and I have 10 grams of collagen at night. That's it. Collagen is additional. It's not, I have it as a supportive supplement because I don't eat a lot of slow cooked meats or drink bone broths. Being in the tropics, all my food, that's what I was saying before as well, you know, the types of foods that I pick are all really light, and not long slow cooked gelatinous meats, just because it's so hot here majority of the year. So I'll get a couple of weeks where I'll do that, but most of my foods are kept quite light because of that reason. So I do put that in there, but that's all I use. And I can get anywhere between 140 and 160 grams of protein a day. Like, I struggle to keep my protein down. Really, I could survive on 130 easy. New studies are coming out, and you know, we've swayed from people not having enough protein to us going up to 2.5 grams per kilo of body weight if you're lifting, and you really don't need that much. If you work on about 1.8 to 2, being in perimenopause, like 1.8 is going to, per kilo of ideal body weight, that's going to keep you surviving, you know. So I generally don't go lower than 130 or 140, all right, just with the balance of my meals. But it's the point is, it's really easy to get that amount of protein, and you shouldn't be using mass amounts of protein powder. So just put 10 grams in my pancakes in the morning. And then I will have 2 small milk coffees throughout the morning and my carrot salad. That will happen. And then lunch is meatballs, sweet potato, and this week is raspberries or kiwi fruit. So I have a starch, which is the potato, plus a fructose as well. So it's just a good combination of carbs for your body. So I'll have some fruit with it, or you could have juice. But again, you know, if I run out of, like today, last week I had boiled potatoes with a yogurt dressing, but we ran out. So today I just got some sourdough, put my meatballs in my sourdough, bit of ketchup, ate that, and then had some fruit afterwards. Pretty easy. Maybe you don't like meatballs. Okay, well, don't have meatballs. Season some chicken thighs and cook them and have it with potatoes. Like, all of those, eating like that literally keeps it modularized so you can work out what you want. And you might have a mass amount of sweet potato and then run out of meatballs and go, I changed my mind, I don't want meatballs anymore, and then cook up some chicken halfway through the week. Like, you can literally change it so easily without fucking up your macros. Exciting this week, something a little bit different I have changed. I've changed my pre-training snack to rice crackers, so rice cakes, homemade cottage cheese, which I've just done, and then some orange marmalade. The benefits to particularly the orange skin, so marmalade is amazing. So I'm having the rice cakes with cottage cheese and marmalade on them, and an adrenal cocktail mix. That will be my training meal. I'll probably have 4 of those. And then dinner will be Thai beef salad. Now, Dean eats different amounts from me, like particularly in the protein states. He'll have more protein. So how do I do meals? Well, one, I've gone, what flavour do I feel like this week? So we've kind of gone, some sort of Asian, maybe a bit lighter. Thai, the Thai flavours are good. And I've got a couple of different recipes that have got the Thai style flavours. And I had a heap of rump in the freezer, so I've gone, great. I'll do the rump, that's just marinated in some soy sauce and fish sauce. So I don't even track the soy and fish sauce because it's negligible by the time you drain it and cook it. Trust me, there's not much in there. Cooked it off, and I have this. Actually, I'll turn it the other way. These are just glass containers from Kmart, so I'm storing in glass rather than plastic. And then this is just masking tape from the supermarket, and a good old Nico or Sharpie, and I just write on the top, rump 125 and 150. That's what Dean and I will be having. So when I'm in the shower and Dean goes to serve dinner, he knows what he's fucking doing. So that's really good because, you know, you can just put your own on there and someone else actually could serve your own dinner. So a little bit of a tip there. Then we've got coconut rice. So I've just done rice. So for 1 cup of rice, I do 1 cup of water and 1 cup of light coconut milk. This has got a little bit more fat in it because of the coconut milk, even though it's light. So I will actually drop the coconut oil from my carrot salad this week. Is it as nice? No, but I don't really care. Carrot salad has a purpose. I'm not in love with it. I do it because it's good for me. It's good for my digestion. It keeps me regular, aids in constipation relief, cleans out any endotoxins and excess estrogen in your gut. Did you know that excess estrogen can build in your gut? So it does all those wonderful things. I don't actually have gut issues. The coconut oil is like an antibacterial, antimicrobial, antifungal, so it's actually really good for your gut. So missing it every now and then for me is that I don't have gut issues, so I don't really have to worry about it. I just because I keep on top of the carrot salad all the time. So I will just drop my oil out of that, which allows me a little bit of fat for my coconut rice. If you are on lower calories and have lower fat, or you're in deficit phases, you could just do normal rice, okay? And then we will have some greens with that, some sort of, you know, other vegetable rather than just rice. So I've just got some lettuce that's got shredded up fresh mint through it as well, and cherry tomatoes and cucumber, right? So I like my salad fairly fresh, so I don't prep too much of this ahead of time. So as you can see, this one says 4 serves. So that'll do us 2 nights. And then I've got all the stuff in the fridge, and I'll just chop up another couple of nights when we're throwing dinner together, because that's a 2-second job and it keeps it fresh. And then I've got the dressing, which I have made ahead of time: lime juice, soy, fish sauce, brown sugar. I do have that recipe already done up in my Cronometer, and I know I can have 20 to 25 grams of it, which I've stuck on the lid as well. So if Dean wants to dress, and then I know I've also got enough. He doesn't just get in and he doesn't track as much as me. It's just mainly his protein, making sure he gets enough. But if he wants to have more dressing, he knows that he can't go more than 25 grams, otherwise I'll run out. So that's really good as well. So the other thing about prepping is, and tracking, is you actually save so much money on shopping. The amount, when I go through phases where I'm not organised, and I go through phases where I'm not organised, the amount of food I throw out, because you're just thinking, oh yeah, well, I'll just grab some of this and I'll just grab some of that, and then people don't really know what's in there and they don't know what they're eating, and they're making it up as they go, and then they forget about things in the fridge. Or worse, you run out and then you've got to go through to the shops halfway through the week, and I fucking hate that. It's just another job to do. When, let's face it, we are all busy. So rather than just wanting someone to do it for you and then you never get to keep that skill and understand, invest in yourself. I am honestly amazed at how many bright, smart, capable women there are, you know, running big projects, timelines, budgets, you know, you name it, like very intelligent women, but then they don't do anything around their food. And if you actually, and these women have invested in their education over the years. You know, they're willing to go and do courses to upskill in their work, all that sort of thing. Well, why aren't you doing that with your health and your body? If you're not happy with what it's got, it's because you're lacking the skill. All right? And yes, some people come into my program, and when they lay the foundations, they may find there is a few things that are still going on that have got a root cause. So they may then have to do a gut map or some blood work or mineral analysis, something like that. And I do all of that with them. But majority of the time, 90% of my women, just sorting this sort of stuff out improves your sleep, improves your energy, lifts the brain fog, gets rid of the hot flushes, gets rid of the frozen shoulders, gets rid of the aching joints. They finally start seeing some muscle being built when they've been at the gym going, oh my God, I go every day and nothing's happening. You know, they feel good and then they start to look good. Your body is simply a symptom of your lifestyle and habits, your body and your health. is a symptom of your lifestyle and habits. So if you want a banging body and great health and lots of energy and be rocking in midlife, start looking at your lifestyle and habits, because success leaves clues. And if you look at all these people that are and I will say healthy first, because there are a lot of people that might be ripped, but they lack energy, have a lot of cycle issues, they've done it the wrong way, and they've put their body through a lot of stress. Bodybuilding is the worst for it. You know, people that come out of bodybuilding and then the amount of gut issues they have, the amount of hormone issues they have, but they've just done it all the wrong way. Yeah, they look great because they stripped themselves back and they built a lot of muscle, but when they stripped themselves back, they did it way too hard, way too low, puts their body into stress, and then when they bring the fat back up, they look better because they've got a bit more body fat on them, but then they're not healthy. So always preface it with healthy. You need to optimize yourself first, and then the body follows with it. But if you're not getting what you want, and you've been doing it for a year, 2 years, whatever it is, and you're not seeing change, you need to invest in some skills, because it requires a skill. If I handed you my body tomorrow, could you maintain it? Would you know what to do with it? How do you keep it feeling good? How do you keep that body fat where it is? How do you keep the muscle growing or maintain that muscle? Because if you applied what you're doing now, that body within time will look like your body right now. Because your body and your health is a symptom of what you do, how you live, how you train, how you nourish. All right? So, you know, you're smart, beautiful, intelligent women that have capabilities. You know, I have doctors, nurses, CEOs, executives. Like, I've got a lot of brilliant, smart women that have always invested in their education. And then they realized they needed to invest in their health and their body. They needed that education. And a lot of them are then set free. Now, do some people stay with me? I've got clients that have been with me for years because they just love the process. They love the accountability. They love someone with that deeper knowledge for when things go a little bit pear-shaped because life's a little bit fucked, because that does happen. So you've got a bit more in-depth knowledge there. They may be into the body sculpting a lot more now, which requires a lot more specific programming. You know, there's those sorts of things, and people do stay with me for years for that reason. But they know that they can actually walk away and maintain what they have forever and a day without me. They are more than confident with that. And then I get some women that come in, they do 6 months and they go, this has been the best 6 months. I've got so much knowledge. I actually understand my body and what fuels me. Remember, loose guidelines, but it doesn't suit everyone. You know, pineapple, there's fucking nothing wrong with pineapple, but I'll be fucked if I can drink pineapple juice. Makes me bloat. Okay, I just know that, and I've never been able to work past it. Don't know why, but I know it. I was in tune with my body. I know how much volume my body can handle in training. And I'm a lower volume person. The intensity is super high, but I'm lower volume. There are other women that can take more volume and require more volume to build muscle. But how much do you need? You wouldn't know, would you? Because you haven't placed all that together. You haven't gotten rid of all the noise by nourishing yourself and then listening to the feedback as bits come in. Oh, okay, muscle is slowing down. I'm always feeling sore every day. Recovery issue. First of all, let's check your training food. Are you feeling well going in? Are you feeling well coming out for recovery? Are you getting enough sleep? Yes to all of those. Perfect. Let's look at your training split or your training volume. And you look at the data and the history, and that will tell you. And you learn these cues. I'm about to do a road mapping session with one of my longer term clients. She's a more advanced lifter now. She's been sculpting for about 18 months. So she started with a back injury and surgery, started with me under her rehab. And in 18 months, she's built an amazing body. She deadlifts 100 kilos, easy. So she's done really well in 18 months, but now she wants more sculpting and everything done. And what we learned with her from her last deficit was she pushed way too hard, and she said, oh, I need to learn that about myself now. I tend to not say anything and I knuckle down. So she wasn't bringing up some of the biofeedback that we needed, and she's gone, all right, but I've learned that now. I need to not stress myself more. But that's also telling us that she's at a level now where we really need to dial in on the recovery and what does that look like for her. Also, because she goes so hard and she maintains her strength really, really well, we could probably go a little more aggressive with the deficit, but shorten the phase because she tends to wear herself out longer term. All right, so we make it a little more intense, but a shorter phase because her body can handle it for a shorter period rather than a longer period. We've learnt that through the data. See, look at all these options that we've got and how you can, as you progress through your journey. But the first thing you need to do is get the foundations right and learn how to read your body. Learn how to read the feedback. Know what foods sit well with you. I could give you a meal plan, but if someone gave me a meal plan and filled it with sourdough every day, I would be going, fuck, I'm constipated. Why am I constipated? I'm doing everything you're telling me to do. That would be because I don't do well on sourdough every day. I can only eat it once or twice a week. So why am I handing you a meal plan? And meal plans are always, that someone else writes, are always going to be biased towards their likes and flavors, right? Well, I live in the tropics. So if I'm writing a meal plan for someone in the UK, it's going to look really different. And, you know, I don't eat a lot of those foods. I'm not familiar with a lot of those foods because we eat light most of the year. And with our circadian rhythm, that's what we require because of the light. And anyway, we'll get into circadian rhythm another time. But, you know, there's just no point asking someone to do it for you. All right. But the reason why you're going, oh, I just want someone to do it for me is because you don't understand. Just spend some time. Stop saying yes to everyone, for God's sake. You say yes to everyone except yourself. Say yes to you. Invest in your education just as you have done for your career, just as you have done when you decided to have children. Who read What to Expect When Expecting? That'll be one for the Gen Zs, for Gen X, sorry. You know, so when you went to have a baby, you got all the information you could and you educated yourself because you wanted to do it right. So why aren't you investing in yourself like that? Why aren't you spending the time? Literally, just give yourself 6 months to learn your body, and beyond that 6 months is freedom. But I guarantee you, within 2 months, it gets pretty easy. A lot of the things start to become repetitive and easy, and it just becomes your lifestyle, and the flow happens. You have to be open to change. You have to be willing to learn. You have to understand it's not an 8-week challenge. It's not it's not get fucking banging results in 12 weeks. They're not sustainable, and you just need to learn. So spend some time educating yourself. Now, if you are interested in what all that sounds like, getting better sleep, better energy, getting rid of your perimenopause symptoms without necessarily having to go down the path of HRT, yes, I know everyone's going to go, most people I work with don't have to go down the path of HRT. However, I'm there to support you in the decisions you make for you. Just make educated decisions and I will help you with that. But most of the time, women don't need to go down that path. So if you want to get rid of all of those symptoms, get your energy back, get sleeping well, have a libido again, and then build that body that you've always dreamed of and have a banging hot and sculpted midlife. And by the way, hot and sculpted is what you define it as, not what the influencers, not even what I define it as. I know what I want. For me personally right now, I want more muscle and a little less body fat. I want to drop about 4 or 5% body fat. No, actually not even that much, probably 2 or 3%, because I did my weigh-in this morning and it's looking pretty good. I'm about 18%. If I can sit around the 15%, 16%, I'm really happy, and I just need a little more muscle. So that's what I define for me as hot and sculpted. But I've got other women that go, I'm really happy at 25% and being fucking strong. Great. If that's hot and sculpted to you, that's awesome. Don't let anyone else define what hot and sculpted is to you. However, the basics are all there. You still need more muscle. You still need to decide on a body fat percentage that's under 30% to be healthy, and you need the skills to do that. All right. So if that all sounds like you, next week between now and Friday, if you sign up, you get the 2 free bonuses and the foundation membership price. That doesn't change. It gets grandfathered in for you. And then beyond that, I'll be going to normal prices. It will be open for everyone beyond that at normal prices. But if you're interested in it, DM me and we can either get you started, or if you want a strategy call to go, because I talk a lot about the nuances and reading your own body, and everyone starts from a different starting point. Like I had a couple of calls on Friday alone. One is a lady that's got a lot of gut issues. There's a few things going on there, so she's got a different starting point. So we went through what it would look like for her. And then there was another one that she's in the gym all the time. She's been with another coach. She's never gotten where she wants to go. She doesn't understand why. She's been held and handed meal plans, and now she's lost her mojo. So it looks different for her as well. So I can do a strategy call with you to show how the mentorship would apply to you and what sort of results that you can get. And I'm happy to do that with you. So if you want a strategy call, DM me, I can send you the link. Or if you're just ready and gone, yep, this is for me, DM me and I will send you a payment link and we will get you started next Friday. So other than that, I am now going to go and go for a walk. I haven't even had a shower today. I just rolled out of bed, watched the MotoGP, and then got started on work and then come straight out and did meal prep. So I'm going to go for a walk, get some afternoon light, and I'll speak to you all tomorrow.